Hey everybody, it's Jeff here once again with Entrepreneur Essentials, and I am here with my friend Omari Broussard, who is one of the best digital marketers I've ever met, and very amazing, plus a military veteran, so you gotta love him that way as well. Once again, right down below me is our subscription button. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel, because we're gonna have some private tips and tricks that you're gonna get, but the only way you get them is if you're a subscriber to the channel. So make sure you subscribe, and you'll get those pushed out to you from our private Facebook or from our private YouTube channel. So Omari, thanks for coming, my friend.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Glad to have you here.
Oh, I'm glad to be here.
I know it was a long walk down the hall for you to get here.
Took a while, but I made it.
So tell me a little bit about your entrepreneurial journey.
Wow, my entrepreneurial journey started when I was about 9 years old.
Okay.
Grew up in Southeast San Diego. Me and my best friend, Lord rest his soul, is no longer with us, but we were just sitting in the backyard thinking, hey, how do we make money? And his dad had a lawnmower. Mm-hmm. My grandfather had a rake, and we had trash bags.
Love this.
We knocked on doors and asked people if we could cut their lawns for 20 bucks. Mm-hmm. And after about a week, we had about a couple $100.
Yeah.
I was like, that's legit.
I like this. Yeah.
No boss, nobody told me what to do. I'd show up, we do what we did. And so that's kind of how it started.
Okay.
Since then, joined the military at 17, back in 1993. Started another business while I was in the military. Okay. I was IT, so I worked on networks. Mm-hmm. So when networking was brand new, especially in small business, we were doing peer-to-peer networks, connect computers up to a hub, dial up, so what a friend of mine, another partner, we started doing it for small businesses and also home offices. Mm-hmm. So we go in there and build networks. I think I was charging like $600. Yeah. I didn't really know what I had back then, mm-hmm. right? If I look at the time we were doing that, if I'd have kept that going till now, I was like, oh, what would I have built? We just didn't know it was going to be a thing. So that kind of fizzled out. And then fast forward, so that was around 2001. Was I back in? No, that was about 2000. Okay. Before I got stationed in Hawaii. And then fast forward 2012, 2007, I was certified as a firearms instructor in the civilian market, not mm-hmm. military. And I got the chance to teach outside the military. So in 2012, I started what I call my first real business, T-Werx Defense, defensive firearms training company. We train civilians, military, law enforcement. So that's kind of where it really hit. Mm-hmm. It was around the time I really got fascinated with marketing. And then, so from 2012 till I retired in 2015, even till now, that T-Werx Defense is still around. I don't teach as often. We do more private type courses, but that's where it really got my start. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I always love the story you tell that you opened the doors to T-Werx. Okay. Yeah. And nobody came.
Yeah, that is my crowning story, right? People ask me how, because now I'm doing a lot of marketing, a lot of marketing consulting, building marketing campaigns, and people ask me, how'd you get into marketing? And I was like, when I started T-Werx Defense, it was in 2012, got a word that, hey, we want to host you in Nevada, Pahrump, Nevada, which is about 40 minutes from Vegas, which means it's in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah,
I drove 6 hours. And it was like 100 degrees out there. I get there and the range is empty. And that was the day I was like, never again. Mm-hmm. And I started paying attention to marketing. And I feel like a lot of people, if you don't have marketing in your business, you're just bound to have that day. It just may not be as dramatic as mine, but that's why I try to help people not have.
You at least learn where Pahrump.
Exactly. I do know where Pahrump is.
And you've never been back again.
Never been back. Ever. Vegas frequently, Pahrump, never. Actually, I may go back though, because I need to take a picture of that.
Yes.
I need to take a picture
Yeah,
of that
put
range
that up
in
on the site,
desert
yeah.
and go, this is where it all
Yeah,
started.
take a picture of the big empty range.
Yeah,
Because that's basically what it was.
That's what it was.
So tell me a little bit about your business and
Yeah.
what you do today.
So today I find myself in a number of areas, mainly marketing, consulting, and strategizing. I've done in the digital marketing space and offline marketing. I've done direct mail packages. I've done events. Facebook advertising, Google AdWords. I've done email sequences, sales letters, but all of it, right? So I spent most of my time, and that really taught me a lot, right? When I first got started in marketing, like really technically was from a friend of mine who ran a company. It was like a $250 million company. He had a marketing arm. And he had the knowledge of marketing, but he didn't want to do it.
Okay.
So he's like, Omari, you understand how to do it, and you know what to do, right? So would you come in and do it? So I really got my chops there.
Yeah.
And then I kind of found myself getting stuck in the, Michael Gerber talks about being the technician, right? And I found that being the technician, it's probably the toughest part of the business because you can't get new business if you're doing the thing, the business, right? So I learned that. So I got into consulting to where I consult people on what to do. And now, if you look at what I'm doing more so now, it's kind of consulting on the marketing as a whole, right? I call it customer value architecture. So implementing that or using that as a tool to help businesses identify the gaps. And then we look at, what should we be doing Facebook advertising, all the mechanical stuff, right? So really a strategy point. And now I'm also working on putting together a team to where we can just dominate the whole space. So I'm really looking forward to that. So,
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So what's new in the horizon for you?
What's new? Wow, the network is growing, right? I have learned in the last 6 months how important it is to have a network. I've always heard your net worth directly correlates to your net worth.
Absolutely.
And I grew up in, like I said, where I grew up, drugs, gangs, like I never knew this stuff existed, right? It wasn't until I started meeting people.
Yep.
And then as I was meeting people, these opportunities were presented to me, right? And now I'm really starting to see the power of that, right? I'm starting to connect with people.
And how it builds on top of
it just keeps
one
building.
person connects you to that next person connects you to the next
tell
person.
people today, you are not, like 6 degrees of separation is compressed to 2.
Yeah.
It is literally 2. So for instance, there's I won't give his name, but there's a music producer that I really want to do some marketing work for. And literally it was one person who's been a friend of mine, and how I met that person was at a conference, and I was sitting there working. He comes up, he goes, "Hey, how you doing?" And I'm like, "Who are you?" We've been friends for 3-4 years now.
Sure.
And through him, because he's in that world, I just mentioned it to him, like, "Man, I've been watching this guy. I love his work. Like, man, it'd be cool to do a marketing project."
Connect you
with him. That's literally the phone call. He was like, "You know what?" I talked to him about it. He was like, let me put some fillers out. And I got a phone call. He's like, "Dude, I set it up. We got our shot." Networking. That is the newest thing, right? So how to leverage networking, not in a way just to gain, but build a network where I can give value.
Absolutely.
And give value first without expectation, and see how the return on the value that I give, even though I don't make a connection in order to get somewhere. I make a connection in order to get to know someone new, get the experience. There's a whole lot of things I don't know.
Yeah.
So through that, that's what's new.
I call it the karma bank.
It is.
It is
and
the karma
I'm
bank.
trying
You
to
keep loading the karma bank up. When you need it, you can.
I'm treating that like guys are treating Bitcoin. Karma is my Bitcoin. I need to put that on Twitter.
Karma bank.
Karma is my Bitcoin because it is working out great.
Yep.
That and then also looking at getting a deeper look at business from the standpoint of I've always wanted to own multiple businesses, right? I've always wanted to have,
be careful what you ask for.
Yeah, be careful what you ask for, right? So I always wanted to have, when I was little, I wanted multiple businesses. I kind of wanted this empire, but more so for the fact that I think being involved in business, for me, I've always been in my life is of service, right? I spent 21 years in the military. I've been serving my country since I was 17. I've only been retired for 3 years, and I have this deep need to serve.
Yeah.
And I believe that business and entrepreneurship is the best way to serve.
Absolutely.
So if I can help businesses grow with what I know, that's what I want to moving forward. So I'm also learning about, not a lot of people can, looking at making better deals, more beneficial deals, but also trying to build something for my family. I got 6 kids, I got a grandson. Like, I want to leave them. I want them to be able to look and go, oh, my granddad built that building, right? They already have, like, with the internet, they'll be able to see, like, my grandson will be able to see a talk that I did 20 years from now.
Yeah.
He'll be able to, because I do content every day, at least 2 minutes every day. So my grandson will actually be able to learn from me when I'm long gone. So I want to help, businesses, and I think I want to, not necessarily will I be owning and operating, but definitely have equity in, definitely invest in. That's where I want to go. So that's what's in it.
I love it.
Yeah.
All right, fast 5 questions. You ready?
I'm ready. Fast 5.
All right,
Let's do it.
Rapid fire.
Let's do it.
You wake up in the morning, business is totally gone. You have $500 in your pocket, laptop, computer, place to live, food, clothing. What do you do first?
I research a problem in the market. Then I find a product that could solve that problem. And then I market that product with my $500.
Okay.
What will happen when I market that product, I'll get buyers and I'll get people that are interested, would help me build an email list, and I would use that email list to build a whole new business.
I love it.
Yeah.
Love it.
That's exactly what I would do.
Start all over again.
Yep. That's
Done.
what I would do. Write copy, give some offers, build a list, keep giving offers.
Yeah. Do rinse and repeat.
Rinse and repeat all day.
What's your biggest entrepreneurial mistake?
My biggest entrepreneurial mistake is doing everything by myself. I really, like I said, network. So I've been learning a lot of, and it's also like I'm in a reset time. This is very timely interview as I was on this high rise, I was moving, and then something happened. And it's like, oh man, how did I end up right where I started? And it's because I'm doing everything myself.
Yeah.
That's my biggest mistake.
Working in the business instead of on it.
No. Yeah. And now it's so easy with today's technology, with today's economy, with this collaboration. I like to call it a collaboration economy. There's no reason, none at all, that a business owner should be a lone wolf. And that was it probably cost me the most money. Cost me the most time, definitely time with my family. So yeah, that's my biggest mistake, is doing everything myself, and I'm actively working on that. And I'm actually deferring, I'm putting off the focus of making money in order to create relationships, gain leverage, and focus more on the long-term money, right? So I'm also by not doing everything myself, it gives me time to think. And now I can look, okay, this deal, it won't give me what I want income-wise right now, but if I can extract a little bit, and then I can bring somebody else in, now I increase my value, and then further along, the return's going to be greater. So having patience.
Instead of tactical, thinking strategically about what are the moves I'm making.
Because normally I'd be like, oh, I can do that, and I can do this. Oh, I can build the page, I can write the copy, I can do the Facebook ad, I can do the Facebook ad campaign, I can do the email copy. Well, while I'm doing that, the big deal isn't getting done. And the big deal for business owners is getting more customers and making deals. So doing everything myself is my biggest mistake.
All right.
Which is, well, I'm glad I met you, because you also helped me not do that. I learned that from you. I walked in here and saw Jeff, and I'm like, wait a second. He just does cool stuff. Everybody else kind of doing.
Everybody else does the work.
Yeah.
That's how it works, man.
Thanks, Jeff. Duly noted. Duly noted.
Yeah, when somebody goes, how do you do all that? I'm like, I don't.
No. Gotcha.
When I looked at the list of things, I have a whole list of things that you could potentially do every day.
Yeah.
And I literally went through that, and I'm like, what the heck do I actually do? I really don't know.
It's funny you mentioned that.
Delegate, automate, or eliminate everything.
It's funny you mentioned it. This might be value for the audiences. I was listening to a podcast and they were it was Frank Kern and Dean Jackson. And what they were talking about is they're consultants. So they said if we brought in a client today, the first thing we would do is establish what. The next thing we would do is we would not allow him to execute on anything. We would have to find who. So you think what, and then you think who, instead of thinking what and how.
Yeah.
Because as an entrepreneur, especially me, I'm a tech guy and a marketer.
Like, I could do that. Yeah.
I could do that. So I get stuck in the how. Now I'm like, as soon as I come up with, oh, this is what I need to do, who can do it?
Yeah.
Right? And you kind of spawn that, so thank you.
Well, glad to help, man. You've helped me immensely. So you re-sparked my marketing background, which has been awesome.
Sweet.
What's a good book you recommend for an entrepreneur?
Oh, I'm a voracious reader. I'm going to do something different. I just read 2 books in one day, like a couple days ago. I'm just powering through books. My new book that I think everybody should read is by Robert Greene, 33 Strategies of War.
Interesting.
The reason why I got that is one of the guys that I'm tracking right now, and I've been tracking him heavy. I know people that he knows, so it's a matter of, I haven't quite got to him yet, but everybody around me has got to him.
Connected to it.
So I found out what his top 5 books are, and he reads. And my partner Andrew did an interview with him last month, and he said he, as a business owner, and he's a business owner, a builder, partner. He owns interests in different. He's like he focuses on strategy, so he likes to read books on strategy.
Okay.
Because a lot of business strategy comes from military strategy, as you well know, right? So one of the books that he mentioned was the 33 Strategies of War. So I've been listening to that on audio, and it's like, oh, okay, I'm getting it now. You know, it kind of goes through history of how Napoleon's rise and his fall. It talks about, you know, even last night I was talking about to how Muhammad Ali was able to knock people out, although critics said he did not have knockout power. What he had was speed and timing. So when the Muhammad Ali hits you, it was like you were getting hit, but you didn't know it because you couldn't see it. The timing was perfect and the speed was perfect, and I find that one strategy alone, right? You don't have to have the big skill that knocks everybody on the ground. You just have good timing, and you got to get to market faster than everybody else, right? So timing has a lot to do with marketing, because I think a lot of people market at the wrong time and try to get the sale too quick. And the system
instead of creating
the ecosystem that allows you to be there when people are ready to buy. That's timing. So 33 Strategies of War, go pick it up. Audiobook. I got the audiobook and I'm gonna pick up the print. So that's my one book. I can rattle off 30 other ones, but that's the one.
So it's like I don't even know where you're going, because you could fire it off 30 books
all
to me
day.
before.
Readers are leaders.
What's a good tool you use every day in your business?
Every day in my business that I use. One thing that I use every day, I'm going to give a plug for Wunderlist.
Okay.
The reason why I use Wunderlist, of course, I use different project management softwares. Now, because I use automation, I can actually have 3 project management softwares in my business because I'm remote. So one of my teams, in one of my businesses, they use Asana. My other team, they use T-Werx. I use Wunderlist for me.
Okay.
So it's a list maker that I can make lists on the fly, and I have an automation in Zapier that if I put a task in a certain list, it'll automatically go to whatever project management software my team is using. So it's real quick, it's on the phone, and I can jot down ideas. So Wunderlist, and basically where I got that from was I did a re-study of Getting Things Done by David Allen, and just getting all these things out of my mind in the quickest way possible with the least amount of friction, and I found that Wunderlist is good.
That's awesome. And then automated it to where
and I automate it so it can go to my team, so I can use 10 different tools and not touch not one.
I love it.
So my team can use the tool that they like. And it comes from one thing, I put it in their list, it goes right to them. If they have questions, we go into Slack and discuss it. So I'm trying to reach God level in automation because it's so awesome. Like I'm getting good. Getting real good.
Well, You're a tech guy too.
I'm a techie, so it's cool being a techie and a marketer. It's like the funnest industries you get
The two combinations you could have.
And it's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can really dominate a lot with technology and marketing. It's just
awesome.
So it is a good deal. I'm having fun.
Well, cool.
Yeah.
How do people get a hold of you?
You can get a hold of me on Facebook. Look me up at the Omari Broussard on Facebook. I'm pretty active there. It's my public profile. You can reach me there. You can also come see me at T-Werx Coworking Space. Is where I'm at.
First office in the door.
First office in the door, the war room. Feel free to come out and visit me.
I don't think you guys could fit much more in there.
No,
Started
we can't.
with 2 desks. Now
Actually,
there's lights and TVs.
Michelle was like, "We just had another office." Oh, I was like, "Be careful.
Yeah.
Be careful.
We may spill over.
Be careful. They take the place. You might have to build another T-Werx for me."
I am.
So yeah, but look for me on Facebook. That's where I'm at a lot. And then, like I said, I'm kind of resetting, rebranding, doing some stuff. So you'll see more.
Awesome.
But definitely come by, say hi.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you, my friend.
Oh, thank you. I
Appreciate
really
you as
appreciate
always,
it.
man.
Thanks.
you. Well, folks, I can't tell you enough. He is, like I said, he's one of the best marketers I've ever met. If you need help, if you need to build a strategy, if you need help kind of building that whole ecosystem for marketing, there is nobody better, and he's right here at T-Werx. So come on down, come visit with him, buy him a cup of coffee. He loves coffee.
I love coffee.
So Navy guy, definitely loves coffee. So come on down. Once again, subscription button down here, some special stuff coming up, maybe some stuff from Omari, the little private sneaky things that we put out. But we'll see you here next week. Thanks a lot.